Greetings and welcome to Tim Time Projects, where today we're going to look at some RG58. Uh, got it from Amazon. It was about, I don't know, $23 for 75 feet. And I mainly wanted to make some jumpers out of it. But I thought, well, I'll get it with the ends on it and just see what its performance is. So we'll run through a few quick tests. I'll run from the ICOM 746 on AM. We'll pick, I don't know, 3 some megahertz or something. And then we'll go into a dummy load. We'll check on each end and see what the power is, if there's any power loss. Then we'll shoot up to UA or VHF rather and see how it works. See if you can see the part number there. If you're really that interested, you know, this stuff. Oh, I'm sorry, it's 50 foot. I thought it was 75. If you, you know, you can get this aftermarket coax all over the place. So, in case you're wondering about the beard here, it's No Shave November. And I'm about a week and a half into it, and I don't know if it's going to last. I said I'd keep it until I caught my buck, but I don't hunt. So the other thing is I might just get tired of it and shave it off. All right, let's get started with this. Okay, here's the setup. The jumper comes out of here, and I'll be using all the same coax and everything for each test, even though it'll be kind of switched around. But jumper comes out of the radio into the, sorry, just had a brain melt there, into the watt meter through this coil of wire into the antenna there. So I'll first set it on AM, just make sure that we don't have any SWR. We'll set it up around, I'm using the bird meter. We try and use the same meter all the way through. And we will be checking before and after. Then I'm going to string this out, stretch it out a little bit and see. Right now it's all big loop the way it came shipped. And I'm always curious if that made any difference. So let me just, I'm going to make this so it goes to it's 20 watts. All right, it's going that way, coming from there. Let's go to AM. I want to make sure I have no SWR coming back. Perfect. Let's set our RF output. And the 20 watts will be right here, right underneath where it says 10. So let's see. There's 20 right there. All right. So I just want to go to, that's a 28. I want to go down to 3.5 and see what I get there. Antenna 1, AM, just about the same thing. So we're going to do that on both 3.5 and 28. Let me write that down. 0.5 and 28. So now I'm just going to kind of switch the positioning so that the meter is after the coax instead of before. You know, I'm going to actually zoom you in on the bird. All right, and transmit. Just short of 20, well, a little bit short. So, all right, let me switch this around. Okay, now I was careful to not touch the RF control down here on the radio. And I just swapped things around. So now the bird is after the 50 feet of coax. And we're going to zoom in and see if we still get the 20 watts that I had it set at. And well, first we'll be working backwards. There's the, well, we'll do the 28 first. And we will set the transmit AM. Oh, about 15 watts. So it looks like we lost about 5 watts. There's 15 watts. Let's go back now to 3.5. And transmit. There, it's got about 17 watts. Okay. Let's just see what it says. I just want to see what the SWR says way out here. Nothing. Okay, we're good. So the next thing, and the reason I picked the 746 to do this is I wanted to try this with VHF and so see what our results are for VHF. So let me get set up for that. Okay, made a couple changes here. I had to put the only slug I have is a 100 slug. So we'll be on the 100 scale. 20 is going to be right down here, and I'll zoom into that so we get a better look at it. We'll stay with the 20 again. We'll be on. I don't know if AM's an option. Yeah, it is. Oh, also I wanted to add that my jumper here that I've been keeping throughout is LMR 240, and that's been tested for UHF or VHF rather. So I know that won't be lossy, and that's why I'm keeping that same jumper all through all the tests. So let me get this set up. Okay, now I've changed the antenna lead for UHF. Let's make sure real quick. Okay, now it's working. We'll set it for 20 again. Once I get it set, I'll zoom in. Well, that's almost perfect. All right, so I'll show you what I'm looking at. I know it's a little bit clearer. Maybe I can turn it now. There we go. So we're going to be looking for the 20, and we're on the 100 watt scale because I have a 100 watt slug in there. So that'd be the bottom scale. There's 20 right there. Transmit. There we go. Let's see what our reflected power is. Almost nothing. I didn't even see it move. Okay, so now I'm going to swap it around a little bit, the way we did before, and I'll be back. Okay, I want to also add that the Cantenna, it's tested up to 450 megahertz. So let's take a look at this. I'll zoom you in again. We're looking for the 20, and I was careful not to touch the RF or change the frequency or anything as before. Keep everything exactly the same. Let's see what we lose through 50 foot of this cable. And I will transmit. We're getting about 11 watts, so we lose almost half of it through 50 foot of that cable. Now what I want to do is stretch the cable out so that it's not a big loop. It's still going to be a little bit of loops because I don't have enough room in here to run that all around. But I'll be back. All right, and as you can see, the cable's no longer looped up on the bench. It's kind of, I mean, it still has some coils in it because I completely straightened it, but kind of coils like that, they're not all looped together. So let's see what we get now. Let's zoom back into that meter. Transmit about 11 watts still, so made no difference whether it was looped up or not. Let's see what we get reflected power. So really nothing. So it's not even that it's changing the SWR that much, it's that it's literally losing that much power along the way in 50 foot of cable. Okay, so the cable itself has nice ends on it. There's solder end, and they crimp here. I'll imagine there's the crimp under there. It feels like there's the crimp. And then they have the weatherproofing on there. The cable itself, to me, it seems thinner than regular RG58, but I don't think it is. But there you have it. So the question is it on cable or not? Well, it seems to live up to the standards or specs of RG58. And I think it's even got a stamp on it here. Yep, RG58. I think they said that you could expect over it's about 56 watts or 56% of loss with 148 megahertz. So we were 147.8 and we got not quite 50% of loss. So I don't know, it's in that ballpark. You know, everything's off by a little bit, the meter, so it's not completely unexpected. But what I would not use this for VHF and UHF installation. So for field day, you're only losing what, 10%, if even that, for 50 foot on when you're on the HF bands. That'd be fine for that. But what I want to do is actually make some jumpers out of this for when I use the tester or anything else, and I just need 2-3 feet. And usually I'm not too often am I in the VHF or UHF range. I'm usually in the HF. But anyhow, that's why I got it, was for that. But I figured since it had ends on it, I'd test it anyhow. So there you have it. I mean, in a bind, you can use it and it'll work, but it will be lossy as frequency goes up. Thanks for watching. Take care.